WrestleMania 18. The Rock versus Hollywood Hulk Hogan. He's back! March 17th, 2002, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. The Rock's problems with the New World Order started after his victory over Undertaker at No Way Out 2002, when his seemingly innocent photo request from Hollywood Hulk Hogan turned into a tirade of insults at The Rock's expense. The following night on Raw, in one of the most memorable moments in the history of the program, The Rock interrupted Hogan and issued a challenge. People's Champ suggested a showdown, Icon versus Icon, in the match for the ages at WrestleMania 18. Hogan accepted, but The Rock would have the last word when he delivered a huge rock bottom on a smug Hogan. NWO would have the last word on this evening as Hall and Nash ambushed The Rock and delivered a severe beatdown. As the Brahma Bull lay immobilized, Hogan drove a semi-truck into The Rock's ambulance outside of the arena. Now,
in 2002, the immortal Hulk Hogan made his return to WWE after a near-decade absence.
Oh joy.
I'm the reason all you people are here. There's nobody that's a bigger icon than I am. And there'll never, ever be a bigger star than Hollywood Hulk Hogan. If you smell Hulk Hogan and The Rock in the same ring, it's as if time has stood still.
Taking exception to the Icon's egotistical claims, the Great One would issue a challenge the WWE Universe would never forget.
How do you feel about headlining one more WrestleMania with The Rock? Oh my God! It'll be a pleasure to kick your ass at WrestleMania. Good luck, because you're gonna need it. Not as much as you, brother. Oh, brother! The Rock just drilled Hollywood Hogan! All these millions and millions of fans who were my fans first are gonna see me kick your candy ass at WrestleMania. There is no way The Rock's not gonna walk into WrestleMania, the biggest match ever. Whoop your candy ass. 1, 2, 3. The Rock and Hogan.
A match that the world thought would never happen. This is WrestleMania, baby!
On a side note, Stone Cold was tragically wasted at this WrestleMania in a mid-card match against Scott Hall that was entirely forgettable. Huge waste of Stone Cold. But he's not the point right now. This match is. There's the old black and white filter. For once, you may not hear me bitch much about Hulk Hogan, because in my opinion, this is the best performance that Hulk Hogan ever gave at a WrestleMania. Past his prime, this was in fact the best performance he gave. A performance that was especially impressive for someone not only of his age, but someone who I will insist until the end of time is not that good of a wrestler. He delivered. He stepped up and he delivered. They hyped this match up, and unlike the Hogan Warrior match at WrestleMania 6, this match was pretty damn good, and the crowd was with it the whole way, in the same building as the Hogan Warrior match at that. Probably has a lot to do with the fact that The Rock was actually a decent wrestler. You know, he could actually carry his own fucking weight in the ring, unlike Warrior. You won't hear me bitch too much about Hogan, not because he loses, but rather because I feel like this is actually a respectable and very good performance by Hulk Hogan. They hyped it up as one of the biggest matches ever, and there were a few points in the match where he showed his age and couldn't keep up with The Rock, but overall he did. Much better than I think a lot of people might have expected.
Champion, The Rock. His career was thankfully salvaged, no thanks to the NWO. But as chaotic and controversial,
yeah, here we had Rock and Hogan. Hogan had told Nash and Hall to stay backstage because he had to try to prove to himself that he could beat The Rock alone without any help. Hogan technically went into this match as a heel but the crowd was incredibly split.
Who wants to take his place? What's gonna happen?
There was a lot of reaction for both guys. There were times where you couldn't tell if the crowd was chanting hockey or Rogan.
Quite frankly, many of the crowd chanting for Hogan. A mixed
And
reaction here at WrestleMania.
in the early parts of the match, at least,
We were talking to The Rock
the crowd actually ended up falling more in line with Hogan. It was at a point where if The Rock landed any offense, it sounded like there were more boos than cheers and vice versa. It was pretty memorable. It kind of screwed over the main event because the crowd had no energy left, but we'll get to that.
Never before, and dare I say it,
Crowd is kind of petered out and tired as I'm getting right now. But I'm gonna do this match and I'm gonna do the main event. And I will get to WrestleMania 19 next time I play. All I have to do is get him in the sharpshooter and succeed at the WrestleMania moment. But yeah, I truly believe, I know it's just like my opinion, man, as the dude would say, but I think this is the best performance that Hogan ever gave at a WrestleMania. Best match he had. Some of that might be biased as to the fact that I saw it live, but I would hope that there's some legitimacy to that claim. Lots of reversals going here. I guess the belt beating won't come into play unless it's part of the WrestleMania moment. We'll have to find out. Hogan's reversing a lot of my moves.
The Rock is not letting this divisive crowd response get to him. He knows that he's in the ring with a veteran. Hulk Hogan.
I think I actually like this match overall. Just to give you an idea of how well I think of this particular Hogan match, I think I like this match better than the super hyped. Ah, crap, I think the sharpshooter was one of my signatures and I just wasted it like an idiot. Oh well, I hit him with a rock bottom. I'll just build up another one. I'm dumb, it's my fault. It is a signature move, right? Yeah, okay. Get some momentum. Crawl to the ropes. Crawl. The damage is done. Oh, WrestleMania moment. That actually does factor into the sharpshooter, because he in fact taps out while the referee's down. All I have to do is win by pinfall. Wait, did Hogan heal?
The Rock is not letting up the attack. What impact from that Samoan drop?
Damn. Oh god, he blocked.
Wow, what a counter. He's got him up. You know, JR,
He's gonna leg drop me, isn't he?
people are going to be talking about this match. They're going to be saying, I was there.
And I'm gonna say no.
And Hulk Hogan. Hogan has had great success at WrestleMania in the past. It's the Rock bottom. This could be it.
Ah! He's not in the right position for a people's elbow, but I want him to be. Now he is.
Are we about to see the most electric
Get the elbow pad off.
The more punishment he takes,
The people's elbow.
getting back to his feet.
Gotcha. That should do it. 1, 2, 3. What? You really are Hulk Hogan. Now I'll complain about Hogan. What's with the random superhuman feats from the AI tonight, man?
These two men will not quit. They need to prove to themselves that they are the icon, not the other man. Hogan is never out of a match.
I'm gonna get rid of the other elbow pad.
His adrenaline, his desire is off the charts. The eyebrow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Elbow pad number 2, gone. We're doing it again. I bumped into the ref somehow. Am I getting it this time? There we go. Man, the crowd was with that match all the way in real life. They completely wore themselves out because they were cheering the whole time. Hogan shakes the hand. I don't think they're going to do the full sequence, but Hall and Nash try to ambush Rock. Hogan surprises everybody by fighting both of them off, and The Rock and Hogan celebrate together, doing all Hogan's old poses. All in all, ended up actually being a pretty cool moment. Like I said, for once you're really not going to hear me spew hate towards Hogan. And this is the last time we'll be seeing him for real, so the rest of my hatred is reserved currently for John Cena when he shows up in 3 WrestleManias from now. Well, no. First one he'll appear in is 2 from now. His first world title will be 3 from now. Alright, yeah, they didn't do the whole NWO attack. Probably because the NWO versions of Hall and Nash are DLC that comes out Tuesday. Part 2 of this now is going to be WrestleMania 18, Triple H Jericho, same date, same place, you know the deal, for the undisputed WWE Championship. At the 2002 Royal Rumble, Chris Jericho defeated The Rock to retain the undisputed championship. Triple H, who returned just days earlier after being sidelined 7 months with a torn quad, won the Rumble match to earn a title shot at WrestleMania 18. Meanwhile, when hostility between Triple H and Stephanie revealed that she was pregnant, it saved their marriage. On the February 11th episode of Raw, Triple H received a phone call that revealed Stephanie was not pregnant. Triple H turned on Stephanie and attacked Mr. McMahon, announcing that their marriage was now over. That makes it sound kind of like Triple H was a heel almost. But in this case, he wasn't. On the February 21st episode of SmackDown, Y2J met with Stephanie and agreed to put their past differences aside. Stephanie would now serve as Jericho's business partner. Odds were clearly stacked against the still hobbled Triple H at WrestleMania 18, as Jericho promised to once again tear the game's quad and end his career. Yeah, they don't explain that Jericho attacked his knee like a week beforehand and re-weakened it.
When it first happened, I don't know what the hell happened to me. It felt like I'd been shot in the thigh. Jericho's got the walls of Jericho on the game!
Quadricep muscle rolled up his leg off the bone. Ugh. That was not a work, that happened, and he is tough enough to fight through it, but I want to go immediately to this. I'll talk about this after the video.
A forgotten hero re-emerged to reclaim his place on top of the mountain.
It has been 8 long months of hellacious rehabilitation.
Just in case you've forgotten, I am the game! And you can bet your ass I'm back!
With a newfound purpose, Triple H dominated at the Royal Rumble, securing an undisputed championship match at WrestleMania against the brash, outspoken
Again, we can't show that he eliminated Kurt Angle to win.
I was not a joke! I have beaten every superstar there is to beat!
And after aligning with Stephanie McMahon, Y2J appeared ready for the cerebral assassin, but no one should ever count out the King of Kings.
If you make it to WrestleMania as the undisputed champion, unfortunately for you, it will be time to play the game.
What I wanted to say is, Let me make this clear. Chris Jericho is one of my favorite wrestlers to ever exist. I think in and out of the ring, he's one of the best of all time. And it's to the degree where I had a hard time rooting against him when one of my current favorites, CM Punk, fought him at a later WrestleMania that we'll eventually get to.
The following contest is for the undisputed WWE.
I also want to note, we have to kind of go past the point of... We have to ignore the fact that when this really happened, Drowning Pool played a version of his entrance music to play him down to the ring. They couldn't really do that for this because even though they own the song, it would take more character rendering and it would be a little bit in poor taste because the lead singer of Drowning Pool from that point in time is now dead. So, let's move on from that. I like that they added the detail of his taped up knee. They could have just reused the same character model and glossed over that. Pretty cool, they didn't. He's worked through a lot of knee injury. Still can't believe that he finished that match where he tore his quad in the first place. And when I say finished, I don't mean he just laid down outside the ring. I mean he played through the rest of that match. He suffered through a wall of Jericho out on the announce table, which just... any amount of bending in that knee must have been excruciating. I'm not pulling it, it's real to me, damn it. I mean, that quadricep muscle was torn off the bone. For real. Not a work, he was hurt bad. And it must have, even with adrenaline pumping, it must have hurt so much.
Accompanied by Stephanie McMahon from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, weighing 227 pounds.
Here he comes.
WWE
Are they going to have Stephanie with him?
Disputed Champion, Chris
I love that Titantron for him still.
Chris Jericho became the first ever undisputed champion in December when on one night he defeated both The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah. That's not at all what she was wearing at the time, but I guess in spite of rendering a lot of other character models differently, they didn't feel like making more than one for her. Whatever. She tried to play a lot of tricks in this match. I'm glad, intensely glad, that someone who was underrated for a lot of his career in terms of where he was booked on the card with someone like Chris Jericho, I am really glad that he was chosen to be the first undisputed champion. He was chosen... By the way, she's wearing a Triple H shirt, that's why I'm saying they really should have probably made another character model for her. Anyway, he was chosen over Stone Cold, The Rock, and Kurt Angle. 3 guys that had been the guy for well over a year beforehand, and more than a year in the case of Stone Cold and The Rock. They chose Jericho to be the first undisputed champion. And he fucking earned it. I'm glad that that's something could never be taken away from him. Someone can always break the record of the most title runs, which I think he still has the record for the Intercontinental title. He's still got the IC title belt record for most wins. But no one can ever take away you being the first of something. And he was. So, I'm very glad about that. That makes me very happy. Jericho's another guy from more or less the Attitude Era who deserved every push he ever got. Figure 4? Okay. People standing in front or behind. Okay. Apply a figure 4 when he's at light damage. I know what's going to happen then.
Giving him a title shot against Y2J. Triple H and Stephanie, who have been having marital troubles, found out that Stephanie, one has to imagine.
Oh wow, I got him light damage fast.
At ringside is a significant disadvantage.
I mean, I want to win the match easily enough, but I don't want Jericho to be a pushover at the same time.
People call Stephanie evil, but let me just tell you, evil doesn't look that
My own bias fighting against my desire to be able to get through this match without superhero shenanigans.
And simple. Have you forgotten that she and Triple H planned the entire McMahon-Helmsley era? Usurped power from her own father.
Okay, going for the figure 4.
Once he got injured,
Should trigger a sequence. Yep. Stephanie rakes the eyes.
Hey, be careful, Stephanie.
Wait a minute. She dug those fingernails right into the
Triple H gets mad.
Stephanie, look out!
Oh no, Triple H with devious intentions.
He goes for a pedigree on her, but Jericho intervenes.
Stephanie got herself into this mess.
Oh no! Don't you dare do it!
Drop kick.
Jericho with a missile drop kick that separated the game and is soon to be ex-wife.
Alright, what's next? Lean him on the announce table. Moderate damage. Got it.
Left in his step right now.
Let me up. Better not have really hurt me bad or something. Oh, there's moderate.
Triple H is the ultimate student
Suck
of
it.
the game. The undisputed
Come on.
championship is on the line here at WrestleMania.
Get the fuck out here, boy.
I think I see a look of concern on. Oh no! He's gonna pedigree
Well,
him.
not quite what happened in real life, but the result is the same. He tried to pedigree him through their announce table, and then Jericho back body dropped him on the Spanish announce table. Well, we don't believe in having those in this game, so that's racist against the Spanish announcers. Hidden objective. Don't know what that is. I mean, probably involves Stephanie interfering. What? The fuck was that? I'm trying to remember specifically what high spot or anything was left. I mean, Jericho did a figure 4 on the ring post to Triple H at one point, but I doubt that's part of the hidden objective. I guess I'll find out now.
Wait a minute. Stephanie's in the ring.
I think she's trying to get Jericho disqualified.
Oh no! The ref took the chair. Now what are you gonna do, Steph?
Uh-oh. Look at her face. And the game getting no.
Are they actually playing the audio clip of Jericho yelling?
Happily married to.
Is the referee gonna allow this?
Jericho with a scintillating chair.
I think they are. I think they're actually playing sound bites from the event.
Can't believe my eyes.
A swift
Alright, I gotta get a pedigree and beat him within 10 seconds of that.
Big elbow. Here comes some offense from Triple H.
I mean, it should work, but they've been kicking out of my finishers at critical damage, so I'm worried a little bit that won't happen. And suddenly he's getting a lot of offense in that I can't reverse out of. Of course, I don't know if I'm a choke artist or if the game actually gets harder when I'm about to win. I'm really not sure at this point.
Triple H is
This game is making me doubt myself in major ways.
He's in position. Ready
Get
to
up.
strike. Triple H has him.
Alright, he didn't reverse. Now I just have to hope he stays down. Got the pin immediately, so hopefully. Good. Now let's see if they rewrite history again, or if he's going to be able to pedigree Stephanie. If he does, then I'm going to be confused, because why did... We didn't let him rock bottom, or we didn't let Rock hit Stephanie with a rock bottom, but we're going to let Triple H pedigree her? No, I think we're skipping that part. We're just going to go for him being awarded the belts.
The game refused to quit, and the result is Triple H has become the undisputed champion.
Soon after this, they would debut the actual singular belt for the Undisputed title, which was a pretty damn good belt. It wasn't a winged eagle, but it was a good looking belt, and it stayed that way until John Cena fucking ruined it and turned it into a spinner. And somehow that became the standard. Again, we'll get to that later. I'm tired enough, I don't even want to think about Cena ruining things right now. Okay. Next time, we'll get to WrestleMania 19, but now, I gotta retire. Not from wrestling, from playing, kind of from, you know what I mean.